So in the last class we were discussing the phylum Platyhelminthes, different aspects of phylum Platyhelminthes. General characters we discussed, classification of Platyhelminthes discussed, and parasitic adaptations that are there in phylum Platyhelminthes we already discussed. So the next phylum is Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes is the next phylum that comes under invertebrates, invertebrate animals. So definition of Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes are pseudocoelomate, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, unsegmented, vermiform, organ system grade of construction with complete digestive tube. So let us discuss the meanings of different terminologies. Pseudocoelomate. Aschelminthes are pseudocoelomate. Pseudo means false. They don't have coelom. Coelom is body cavity. They do not have true body cavity. True body cavity means the cavity present between body wall and digestive system should be lined by epithelium derived from mesoderm. Mesodermal epithelium should be there. Then only that cavity would be referred as coelom. But here cavity is there, but that cavity is not lined by mesodermal epithelium. Therefore, these are known as pseudocoelomate. True coelomates starts from annelida onwards. In earlier phylum, Platyhelminthes, there is no coelom at all. They are acoelomates, and these are pseudocoelomates. Pseudocoelomates, body cavity is there, but this is not true cavity. It is not true cavity. Therefore, it is called pseudocoelom. These animals possess pseudocoelom. They are pseudocoelomates, bilaterally symmetrical. Yes, they are bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical symmetry, or this nature of symmetry, is started from earlier phylum Platyhelminthes onwards. So if you cut the animal along the central axis, you will get two lateral similar type of house, right? Therefore, such type of symmetry is called as bilateral symmetry. So these animals show bilateral symmetrical nature. Then triploblastic, their body shows the presence of three germinal layers: ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Therefore, they are called triploblastic. Triploblastic nature is started already from the Platyhelminthes onwards. Platyhelminthes is also triploblastic, and these are also triploblastic. In earlier phyla, such as coelentrates and porifera, they are having only two germinal layers: ectoderm and endoderm. So here three germinal layers are present: ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Therefore, these are called triploblastic animals. And unsegmented, body is not segmented. Look here. So here I have drawn the diagram of Ascaris lumbricoid, round worm, and it is a worm, cylindrical, worm-like. It has no segmentation. But in case of Platyhelminthes, tapeworm, segments are present, but they are not segments, true segments. They are not true segments. They are known as proglutids. True segmentation starts from annelida onwards. Therefore, they are called metamerically segmented animals. Okay, here the proglutids or segments are absent in the Aschelminthes. Vermiform, they are worm-like, vermiform. Organ system grade of body construction, organ system level of body construction. We have been discussing the occurrence of different types of body organizations. In case of protozoa, a cellular level of body organization. In poriferans, cellular level of body organization. In coelentrates, tissue level of body organization. In platyhelminthes, organ grade of body organization. In Aschelminthes, organ system grade of body organization is seen. So as the animals are evolving, they are becoming more and more complex. More and more complex. So earlier phylas are simple, then the next phylas are becoming bit more complicated. So simplest animals occur in protozoans, next poriferans, next the coelentrates, next platyhelminths and Aschelminthes. So Aschelminthes worms are superior to platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes worms are superior to coelentrates. Coelentrates are superior to poriferans. Poriferans are superior to protozoans. Like that, they are evolving. And the Aschelminthes worms developed organ system grade of body organization. Organ system grade of body organization. With complete digestive tube. See, look here. This is digestive tube. Mouth is here, anus is here. In between these two, elongated tubular digestive tube is present. Digestive tract is present. Okay, digestive tract is present. In case of platyhelminthes, incomplete digestive system was present. Mouth is there, no anus. But here, mouth as well as anus, both are present. So such type of digestive system is called complete digestive system. So organ system grade of body organization is started to appear from Aschelminthes onwards. So that's about definition of Aschelminthes. Let us discuss general characters one by one. Number 1, bilateral symmetrical unsegmented worms. Bilateral symmetrical. I told you the animal is bilaterally symmetrical. Then they are unsegmented, no segmentation. Next character is triploblastic and pseudocoelomate. Triploblastic body is made up of 3 germinal layers: ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Therefore, it is called triploblastic. Then pseudocoelomate. Pseudocoelomate body cavity is there, but this cavity is not true cavity. It is not true cavity. It is not internally lined by mesodermal epithelium. Therefore, it is called pseudocoelomate animals with organ system made of body organization. Body organization is having organ system level. Okay. So organ system is developed here. Digestive system, excretory system, like that. Some systems are started to appear from this phylum onwards. Next, body size mostly small. Some microscopic, some are microscopic. Encyclostoma, some pinworms, hookworms, they are small, very small. Some are microscopic, while others from few millimeters to meter or even more in length. So size of the Aschelminthes worm varies from microscopic to up to few meters long. They are. So their length is like that. Their length is having so much variation. Okay. So these are few general characters of Aschelminthes. Let us discuss some other general characters of phylum Ascomyces. Characters of the Ascomyces. Body usually worm-like, cylindrical or flattened. Body is usually worm-like, cylindrical or flattened. It is cylindrical. Ascaris lumbricoid or roundworm is cylindrical, long, cylindrical, worm-like. Cuticle is usually present. Cuticle is usually present and cilia absent. Since most of these are parasites, they are externally covered by cuticle. They lead endoparasitic life. They live inside the body of their host animals. So, for example, roundworm, Ascaris lumbricoid, is present inside the intestine of human beings. In order to protect itself from the secretions of host, it has been externally covered by cuticle, thick cuticle. And no cilia. Cilia are not necessary. Cilia are actually present in free living flatworms. Here cilia are absent because these are not free living. They are parasitic animals. Next, alimentary canal, straight and complete. Alimentary canal is straight and complete. So far, the alimentary canal was not complete. Incomplete means up to Platyhelminthes, the alimentary canal had only one opening, that is mouth. Mouth is used for intake of food as well as for ejecting food material, undigested food material. But here, the alimentary canal has two openings. One is mouth, another is anus. Mouth is used for intake of food and anus is used for ejecting undigested food material. Therefore, the alimentary canal is said to be complete. It is complete alimentary canal. Okay? Mouth is there, here anus is present, into these two. Tubular intestine is present. Pharynx is the muscular pharynx. This is used for sucking the food material from the intestine of host body. Okay? So the alimentary canal is straight and complete with mouth and anus. Pharynx is muscular and highly specialized. Respiratory and circulatory systems are absent. Respiratory and circulatory systems are absent. No respiratory system, no lungs are there, no other structures for respiration like gills. So, if at all exchange of gases occur, it occurs through general body surface. No respiratory system. See, these are endoparasites. So, they may not get sufficient amount of oxygen. In such situation also they can survive. Circulatory systems absent. Circulatory systems also not there. Circulatory system, what it does, it circulates food materials or required substances to all body parts from one part to another part. Okay, that circulatory system is lacking. Why it is lacking? All body surface comes in contact with the external food containing medium. Therefore, there is no necessity of circulation, food circulation. Circulatory system. Excretory system includes system of canals, protonephrine. Excretory system is there, having either excretory canals or protonephrine. They are used for maintaining water balance and salt balance of the body. Therefore, they are osmoregulatory in function. Osmoregulation You know what is osmosis? Osmosis means movement of water molecules from its higher concentration to lower concentration passing through semi-permeable membrane. So the movement of water occurs because of change in the concentration of solute, on either side of the semi-permeable membrane. Okay, where concentration of salt is more, that side water concentration is less. Therefore, water moves to that region from its higher concentration. So, the salt concentration and the water concentration is regulated by the excretory system. So, these are few general characteristics. Let us discuss some more general characteristics of phylum Ascalopithecus. Simple consists of circumcentric nerve ring having anterior and posterior longitudinal nerves. Here the nervous system is not so well developed. It has nerve ring and longitudinal nerves are there. Sense organs are in the form of pits, papillae, vessels and eye spots. Pits, there may be pits or papillae may serve as sensory organs. Since they are leading parasitic life, the sensory organs are not that much well developed. They are present in the form of either pits or papillae. Different types of papillae are there. Sensory papillae, tactile papillae, then the olfactory papillae. So different types of papillae are there. Sexes separate. Both male and female sexes are separate, dioecious, and reproductive organs are relatively simple. Simple type of reproductive organs are present, not that much complicated. The eggs are shelled. They are shelled eggs. Cleavage is a determinate type of cleavage is there. Cell division is a determinate type, means every individual cell of the zygote, its future is predetermined. It is fixed. So this is called determinate type of cleavage. There is spiral type of segmentation, division occurs. Life cycle is simple or complicated. Maybe simple or complicated. Having no larval stage, some may complete its life cycle in only one host, some other may complete life cycle in more than one host. So depending upon that, the life cycle either may be simple or complicated. Heterogeneous group inhabiting aquatic and terrestrial environment. Many are well-known parasites. So these are exhibiting heterogeneous condition, heterogeneous group. So some are living in water, some are living in on land, and many of them may live in the body of other animals, live parasitic life. Okay, so like that they show different types of living habits. Okay, so this is for heterogeneous group. These are the few general characteristics of phylum Ascalopithecus. So with this we have completed the general characters of phylum Ascalopithecus. So in the next class we shall see the classification of phylum Ascalopithecus. Thank you.